Have you ever thought about what would happen if a nuclear war broke out? Let's delve into the harrowing details. Imagine, if you will, the moment a nuclear explosion occurs. The intense heat, brighter than 1,000 suns, instantly obliterates entire cities, turning buildings into dust and asphalt into glass. Infrastructure, the backbone of society, crumbles in an instant. But the devastation doesn't end there. The blast's immediate impact is followed by a deadly, invisible opponent: radiation. The fatality rates swell, not only due to the initial explosion but from the lingering effects of radiation. This silent killer seeps into every nook and cranny, contaminating the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. It impacts not only those at ground zero but also those far away, causing long-term health issues and claiming lives even years after the event. In the blink of an eye, life as we know it could be obliterated. Millions if not billions could perish. But the immediate effects are just the beginning. What follows could be even worse. After the initial devastation, the world would be plunged into a chilling new era known as a nuclear winter. The fires ignited by the nuclear explosions would belch out vast amounts of smoke and debris into the atmosphere, creating a dense, sun-blocking cloud. This could result in a worldwide cooling effect, potentially for several years. Imagine a sudden, severe drop in temperature, enough to freeze the warmest climates. Crops would fail, livestock would perish, and the ecosystems that we depend on would be thrown into chaos. The food chains that support all life on Earth would crumble, possibly leading to mass extinction events. And then there's radiation pollution. Nuclear explosions release intense bursts of radiation, contaminating everything they touch. This invisible killer can persist in the environment for thousands of years, making large areas uninhabitable and threatening the survival of all life forms. Radiation can sicken or kill people exposed to it, even years after the initial explosion. It can cause cancer and genetic damage, affecting generations yet unborn. It could poison the soil, the water, the very air we breathe. In this bleak scenario, every breath could be laced with invisible, tasteless death. Every meal could be your last. Every day could be a struggle for survival. Imagine a world plunged into darkness where the very air we breathe could be our undoing. And then comes the aftermath. Society as we know it could collapse. In the wake of a nuclear war, the effects would ripple far beyond the immediate destruction and loss of life. The social order we've come to rely on could crumble under the strain. Imagine for a moment the fallout from a nuclear explosion. The infrastructure that supports our daily lives, like grocery stores, hospitals, and schools, gone. The simple act of providing for one's family becomes a monumental task. Anarchy could become the new normal as food and water become scarce commodities. The very fabric of society, already torn apart by the destructive power of nuclear weapons, could disintegrate further as people scramble for survival. Widespread displacement of populations could also occur, as survivors are forced to abandon their homes in search of safety and resources, leading to mass migration on an unprecedented scale. But the repercussions of nuclear warfare don't stop at the borders of the affected regions. International relations could be strained to their breaking point. The trust between nations, meticulously built over centuries, could be shattered in an instant. Diplomatic solutions, peace agreements, and global security treaties, the cornerstones of international relations, could be severely compromised, potentially leading to further conflict and instability. A world thrown into chaos with trust between nations shattered and peace a distant memory. In light of these potential consequences, it's critical that we work to prevent such a catastrophe. The devastation left in the wake of a nuclear war is unimaginable, and the long-term effects could alter the course of life on Earth as we know it. It paints a grim picture, doesn't it? That's why we need to understand the crucial importance of disarmament efforts. Nuclear disarmament isn't just a lofty ideal, it's a necessary step towards safeguarding our future. It's about prioritizing diplomacy over conflict, dialogue over silence, and peace over war. Upholding international agreements plays a significant role in this process, strengthening the global norms against nuclear weapon use and production. The challenge may seem daunting, but remember, it's not insurmountable. It's a collective responsibility that rests on the shoulders of every nation, every government, and every individual. The future of our world hangs in the balance. It's up to us to ensure that these devastating effects remain purely hypothetical.